Sargento's shredded natural cheese makes any dish easy to prepare and impossible to resist.
Ron Curtis, Maureen Green, Brian McGorman with sports, and John Fisher's Fivecast. This is News Center 5 at 6.
Good evening again, everybody. It's a less than perfect choice for pro-choicers.
In a local race for state assembly, both major candidates have broken with supporters of legalized abortion.
Scott Atkinson is outside Planned Parenthood in Syracuse with the story. Scotty?
Well, Ron, this is a pretty good example of just how complex the fight over abortion has turned. In the race to become the assemblyman representing Syracuse's north side and points west, basically the Geddes area, both Democrat Joe Nicoletti and Republican Alan Cicerelli have taken stands which put them at odds with many supporters of legalized abortion. Nicoletti, for instance, supports legalized abortion in general, but he also favors something called parental consent for minors seeking abortions.
We live in a society where a child can't have their tonsils out without parental consent. Are we to say that they shouldn't seek parental consent and consult with the family if they are pregnant?
Republican Alan Cicerelli goes even further. He both supports parental consent and opposes using Medicaid to pay for abortions for poor women.
Abortion is elective surgery, and I don't believe any taxpayer in New York State should pay for anyone else's elective surgery.
Both Nicoletti's and Cicerelli's stands are probably in tune with the generally conservative, heavily Catholic north side of Syracuse, but the positions of both candidates worry abortion rights advocates like Amy Bartell of Planned Parenthood.
I don't think that reproductive freedom should be available only to certain women. And I think when you talk about parental consent notification or welfare, you're sectioning out a certain population of women and saying it's not available to you, or it might not be available to you.
Moreover, with the Supreme Court widely expected to overturn the case which made abortion legal nationwide, abortion rights supporters expect the fight over abortion to shift back to individual state legislatures. And they worry debates over things like parental consent will split their side.
I think that what it does is divide the pro-choice community even further, so that we as a community of supporters have broken ourselves into subsets. And that in itself weakens our strength as a voting force.
Right now, there are enough votes in the New York State Assembly to easily turn back any challenge to New York's rather liberal abortion law. But, Ron, I think it's a measure of just how worried supporters of legalized abortion are that they take even Nicoletti's difference with them very seriously. Ron?
Of course, there's another issue in which either Nicoletti or Cicerelli could play an important part, and that's the death penalty. And of course, the vote on that has been very close in the past. And of course, Mel Zimmer, having represented the 120th Assembly District, has always opposed capital punishment.
That's right. Nicoletti is opposed to capital punishment, as was Zimmer. But Cicerelli is for it. Mm-hmm. So that could make a difference if there's a vote to override and reinstitute capital punishment in the state.
So there are some very sensitive issues that these gentlemen could be forced to deal with. There is also, I guess we should mention, Scott, a third candidate in the race.
That's right.
Where does he stand on the issues? Do you know?
On this one, I don't know.
Okay. Thank you, Scotty, very much. Well, an Ontario County man charged with more than 2,000 counts of sexually abusing his daughters is busy trying to get his conviction on 11 of those counts overturned. Richard Knupp of Phelps is serving a 13 to 39-year sentence in the Auburn Correctional Facility. His new attorney believes Knupp has unusually strong grounds for an appeal based on alleged improprieties during his trial. Prosecutors so far are not commenting on the appeal.
A letter sent home with some school children in Baldwinsville has angered parents. Suzanne Lysak reports on the debate brewing over an upcoming vote.
Melinda Nordheim discovered the letter in her son's homework folder. He told her it had been distributed in his 5th grade class. In urgent tones, the 3-page letter calls for the passage of a referendum to renovate school buildings, including Eldon Elementary School. The letter claims Eldon is in desperate need of repair. Nordheim found the note confusing at first.
When I read it the first time, it really hit the apathy, and I said, oh gee, these poor children, I'm going to run right out and go for this. But then later on in the evening, when things had settled down and I had read through this, I said, wait a minute, this isn't right.
Nordheim thinks the letter is a scare tactic being used to win approval of the referendum. She also questions the timing of the letter. The vote is set for Wednesday. School officials insist they had nothing to do with the letter. They claim it was distributed by one parent acting alone. A section of the letter implying that the school doesn't meet fire codes and is therefore dangerous is particularly upsetting to parents like Melinda Nordheim. School district officials maintain while the building's fire alarm system could use some upgrading, this is still a safe school.
All our buildings are maintained in a manner that's safe for all our students. The object of the referendum is to improve upon all our buildings so that we can continue to keep them as safe as possible, and we feel very comfortable with our buildings.
The parent who wrote and distributed the letter, Becky Passanese, did not want to appear on camera. She claims the matter has been blown out of proportion, and her only intention was to make people more aware of the need to renovate the school. District officials maintain the referendum vote will take place tomorrow as scheduled. Suzanne Lysak, News Center 5.
Cayuga County lawmakers knew their decision would not please everyone. The county faces a huge budget problem and had 3 options for making up the lost money. One is layoffs, also a huge property tax hike, or a full percentage point jump in the sales tax. Last night, lawmakers voted for that sales tax, and today, Auburn businessmen are unhappy.
But I think it will cause a problem. People will go elsewhere, and different states it isn't as high. There's catalogs they can shop through. I would do something like that instead of paying the taxes here if I could get away from it.
County lawmakers meet on Halloween night to try to finish up the talks on the 1992 budget.
With just 15 days left before Election Day, campaigns are in high gear all around central New York. In Auburn, we found an unorthodox campaign for mayor conducted by someone who is not your usual brand of politician.
Holy cow, look at the staples in this baby.
Art Wenzel puts up a lot of posters. Most are for the rock bands he promotes. But on this day, Art Wenzel is promoting Art Wenzel for mayor.
Definitely some changes have to be made, and I'd like to shake up a little bit of the nepotism, cronyism, and the hypocrisy that's going on in local government.
Wenzel seems serious about wanting the job, but intends to stay away from anything that looks like politics as usual.
Well, I'd like to know what your platform is.
I don't have a platform. I'm walking on solid ground. To get involved, they want you to be part of the party, the Democrat, the Republican, whatever, the machines, and the machines don't necessarily work the way they're supposed to.
No so-called machine candidate would say the things Art Wenzel does.
Well, I think the prison should start paying for their accommodations. I mean, they're flooding our sewers. They don't pay any utility bills. I think we should succeed from New York City and have them be a separate state.
But Art Wenzel is a machine politician in an unusual sort of way. The machine is the voting machine, and his candidacy is a protest against the barriers to write-in votes.
Well, if you're right-handed, it's not very difficult at all. You just use your left hand to lift up the lever, and you write in with a right hand. If you're a left-handed voter, you're going to have difficulties because you have to hold this with the right hand, and you're kind of writing backwards. If you're handicapped or blind or short, you're also going to have problems.
And though Art asks and asks, no one at the Board of Elections can explain why this is so.
The laws are written by the legislature purposely to keep out renegades.
Art Wenzel is up against 3 candidates of traditional parties in the fight for Auburn City Hall. Wenzel hopes not to finish last. There's more talk tonight about Governor Cuomo and a possible run for the presidency. A top Cuomo aide today admitted Cuomo will talk presidential politics with Democratic National Chairman Ron Brown sometime around Election Day. And the New York Post reported today one of the governor's most influential advisors, his son, is urging him to run for president. Andrew Cuomo admits he told his father to follow his heart and he should do what he thinks is right.
The Red Cross chapter of Central New York has issued an emergency appeal for blood. Officials claim after a number of critical shortages this weekend, the need for blood donations is now even more serious. The shortage of donations actually began in the early summer. Red Cross officials think people may have misunderstood an announcement that chapters would be closing temporarily while restructuring their blood collection services. Well, the closings won't occur until sometime in 1992 or 93, and in the meantime, there's a very real need for blood.
Then we went into our summer period, which is chronically a slow period for blood donations, and we're trying to get out of that. It's unprecedented that we would declare an emergency appeal during this time of the year, because this is the time of the year when high schools and colleges are back in session and when businesses are back in full swing.
You can donate blood at the Red Cross Center at 626 South Warren Street in downtown Syracuse. The center is open tomorrow from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. and on Thursday and Friday from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Call this number 425-1650 to make an appointment. Again, that's 425-1650. A giant among theater directors has decided to take a new direction. Arthur Storch announced today that he will resign his post as chairman of the Syracuse University Drama Department and artistic production director at Syracuse Stage.
For the past 18 years, 2 jobs had absorbed all of my waking hours. And after 18 years building a drama department and professional theater, which I believe rank among the best in the country, I began thinking it's time to thin out, to let go. It was time to thin out my working hours, and as they say, to smell the flowers.
Storch will stay through the current academic year and will return to do work for Syracuse Stage in the future, but wishes to do more freelance work in New York City. Doesn't sound like he's going to thin out too much, does it? You don't relax too much in New York City.
Not in the big city, no.
We'll be talking about the weather with John Fisher, another beautiful fall day.
And in that connection, sunrise at the Montezuma Wildlife Refuge, one of the prettiest pictures nature paints.
Surrender to my music. Resist no longer. By phantom, by phone, 416-872-2222.
Our low prices bring you into phase. But our incredible selection makes it hard to leave. Phase, obviously not your average drugstore.
Faye's complete line of Max Factor makeup and color cosmetics are on sale now. Prestone Antifreeze is only $4.97 a gallon, and Faye's brand facial tissues only 68 cents a box.
Midas is coming at you with values by the truckload, announcing the biggest news to come down the road in a long time. It's Midasized Days, and right now you can find great values on our basic brake service, featuring quality, high-tech, non-asbestos pads or shoes guaranteed. That's right, brakes installed and guaranteed. Take advantage of our value and quality, and these Midasized Days before they quietly disappear. Nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
At Patient's Choice, we believe that good health begins with the right choices. So we recommend that you choose to exercise, eat right, relax, make the right choices.
John Fisher's weather is brought to you by your upstate Toyota dealers. Toyota, I love what you do for me.
If an automobile is a reflection of who you are, then the beautiful new Toyota Camry will say a lot for you. The all-new 1992 Toyota Camry. We just couldn't leave well enough alone.
John Fisher's forecasts are certified and approved by the Meteorological Board of the National Weather Association.
I wanted to give Mother Nature a standing ovation today for this kind of weather.
But we strapped her to her seat, so the best she can do.
I can't get up.
Can't get out of the seat.
I've fallen,
so just
and I
gonna have
can't
to
get
deal
up.
with this, you know. Well, you'll get out a little later, and we'll be able to give Mother Nature a standing ovation again tomorrow, again on Thursday. We have great weather coming here to central New York. Currently in downtown Syracuse, we're down 2 degrees from the past half hour, down to 62, but still very, very nice out there. The relative humidity is 48%. Our barometer is rising, and the winds right now are nice and calm. On our new Center 5 radar, nothing to show you. We're going to be clear of showers tonight. Nice bright sunshine during the day tomorrow. It looks like the next threat of rain of any kind might come late in the weekend. Between now and then, temperatures in the 70s, sunshine, maybe some clouds wandering through now and again, but sunshine and very warm temperatures, all thanks to a nice big ridge of high pressure sitting right off the Virginia and North Carolina coast. It's really keeping most of the country nice and clear and in sunshine conditions. All the weather is up to the north. Some weather out here to the northwestern part of the country. That just might reach us by late in the weekend with a few showers, but that's going to be about it. Between now and then, warm and pleasant. Here's Fisher's forecast for tonight. Down to a low of 43 degrees. Under partly cloudy skies. During the day tomorrow, we'll heat up to, yes, at least 70 degrees. Pleasant sunshine conditions. Fisher's Fearless 5cast. Maybe a few more clouds you see on Thursday, but warmer, up to 73. Friday, up to 75. Saturday, 76. Now, maybe on Sunday, we might see a raindrop or two on Sunday morning, and that will cool us all the way down to 70. So things are looking very nice indeed for the next 5 days here in central New York. All right, tonight in Fisher's Future File, attention teddy bear lovers, and you know that's you. Teddy bear auction is taking place this Saturday at 12 noon at the First Universalist Church, which is at the corner of Waring and Nottingham Road, exit 2 off 481. New and previously loved bears, it says here, including some designer bears, as well as lots of paraphernalia. All going to be, I can barely contain my excitement here. A preview at 11:30. There's going to be free parking, admission, some bearloons for the kids, and if you look real hard, you might find for Christmas one with Sandy Claus. It's a little... Anyway, it's taking place this Saturday at 12 noon at the First Universalist Church. Get out there and find a teddy bear to hug and love. Ron and Mo, back to you.
Well, the World Series. I was just going to say, you prefer Raggedy Ann or Andy, don't you, to the teddy bears? John's going to find one of those.
I like teddy bears, too.
We'll be talking about sports. The World Series makes its Atlanta debut tonight.
And the hometown Braves count on the kid to get them back in the series with the Twins. Brian McGorman with the details in sports.
For a limited time, the answer is...
Yes, definitely yes.
Because it's Hyundai. Yes, Hyundai clearance time. With big rebates on every new XL in stock.
Can I use the rebate for my down payment?
Yes, ma'am.
Take my trade-in, too?
Yes, sir.
How about a bumper-to-bumper warranty?
Oh, yes.
And a free VCR?
No way.
What about the price?
Who could say no to this?
XL is reliable, economical, and about $6,000. Take a test drive at your Hyundai dealer now.
It's Hyundai clearance time.
So is it a smart time to buy?
Yes.
Why does Marine Midland work so well for so many? You can talk to us. Talk savings with Lynn Welch. Her interest is help hundreds earn more interest. Education, see Linda Gilbert. She's put 1,300 kids through college, including 2 of her own. It's not just billions in assets or hundreds of branches that make us what we are. Marine people do it so well because they do it so much. So let's work it out together. See Bill Ryan. He spent the last 5 years thinking retirement for folks like these.
Hungry? Grab your Campbell's tomato soup. Make it hearty. Make it filling. Make it a meal. Campbell's tomato soup. Make it as hearty as you are hungry.
PNC presents Apples Plus for the students. Students collect special yellow PNC register tapes, and participating schools redeem them for Apple computer products, AV equipment, sporting goods, encyclopedias, band instruments, and more. Absolutely free.
New Center 5 Sports brought to you by Hager Apparel Company. Hager, a feel for America.
Well, it's taken me a little time to find out life ain't just about working. Don't call it shirking. If I take a little time for me, I'll get moving and do some serious grooving. I'm gonna kick back, unwind is free. And Hager has a feel for America. Hager has a feel for me.
Have some fun in Hager casual pants.
Will it be a 4-game sweep for the Twins?
No.
We think not.
No.
That's
you guys
right.
are going to stop picking on me when I get one right. I know it.
The Braves have a team psychologist.
They do,
And
huh?
Yes, they do. And he turned around, is it John Smoltz?
Yep, he wore the red shirt so we could see him in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Works wonders,
And since he's been
I'm going to hire him and see if he can help
chatting
me
with
my
him,
picks.
Smoltz is 14-2.
I know.
Not too
Tremendous.
bad.
2-0 in the playoffs. The other guy starts tonight who's also 2-0.
Yes.
For the Atlanta Braves, Game 3 tonight is, without question, their biggest game of the season. Win, and they are back in the World Series. Lose, and it's really all over, no question about that. The Homer Hankies did their job in Minneapolis, waving the Twins to wins in Games 1 and 2. And now it's the Fulton County's faithful turn to wield their tomahawk chop.
We've been playing good ball throughout the season on the road. You know, I don't think there's any worse fans in New York. That's tough. I wouldn't say worse, they're just tough on the players. So, you know, we've been playing pretty good ball, so I think we're capable of playing good ball there.
The Braves will have more than just the home field and their fans going for them. Of course, tonight they'll have 21-year-old Steve Avery, who has yet to allow a run in postseason play. He'll be doing the pitching.
We'll be sure to look him over and watch some films on him and, you know, just try to get a feel for him. And then the first at-bat's always important to everybody, just to kind of see what he's got. And because there's nothing like actually facing him. So, you can watch as much film as you want, but until you get up there, then you'll really know what's going on.
One thing the Twins won't have is their leading home run hitter, Chili Davis. There is no DH in the games played in Atlanta.
It'd be nice to have Chili in there, but the rules warrant we can't use him, so we're not going to use him, and maybe he can come off the bench or something in the situation and get a big hit for us.
The Braves hope not. Broadcast time 8 o'clock tonight right here on TV5. The SU football team puts its 5-2 record on the line against another 5-2 team this Saturday, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Now, despite the identical records and the fact that this is a home game for Rutgers, Syracuse is a 13-point favorite. But it seems highly unlikely the Orangemen will go into the game with a complacent attitude, not after the recent dome disaster against East Carolina.
I think that the East Carolina thing, I would hope, would teach us a lesson for not only this year, but maybe some years to come, in the fact that, you know, if you become distracted, if you lose your focus at all, at this level, everybody's pretty good, and you can get beat on any given Saturday.
After the loss to East Carolina Monday morning, we were in here and we had a team meeting with just the players. No coaches were involved. And a lot of personal things were said and a lot of personal commitments, which changed into team commitments, were spoken about. And I think that was the way it was all last week before Pitt. Down there at their stadium, it just continued, and even today, it's still that way, and that's how we're going to finish the season.
Let's hear it for the over 30 crowd. Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics have apparently agreed on a 2-year contract extension that will pay Bird $4 million a year and keep him in the Celtics lineup till he's 37. How about those Bills? And conversely, what about those Cincinnati Bengals? This was hardly what you would call a gorgeous game last night in Buffalo. Things didn't look good for the Bills early on. Jim Kelly intercepted 3 times in the first quarter, but the lowly Bengals could only convert them into 3 points. And then Kelly victimized rookie cornerback Richard Fain by completing 8 passes, 2 of them for touchdowns to James Lofton. Kelly threw 5 touchdowns on the night as the Bills romped to a 35-16 win. Bengals coach Sam White lost his cool a couple of times as his Bengals lost for the 7th time in 7 games. And adding insult to injury, the Bengals also lost their quarterback, Boomer Esiason, on this hit. And was Sam White, you wonder, saying goodbye when he shook hands with all his players just before the game ended? He says no, he was just congratulating them on a good game. We'll see. 0-7. You wonder how long Sam can hold his job in Cincinnati.
You have to feel sorry for him.
Oh, you sure do. He's a better coach and they're a better team than that. But, you know, when the wheels fall off, that's all you can say. Sort of like me and my picks. The wheels fall off.
You'll come back, Brian. Thank you. Maureen?
It's the sign of the season in central New York.
One stop on a journey of hundreds, perhaps even thousands of miles.
Dodge Dakota Club cabs come with our powerful new Magnum Series engines. And when you buy the Super LE model, also come with nearly $2,700 in options. Like a 4-speed automatic, air, aluminum wheels, and cruise control for no extra charge. Dodge Dakota Club cabs.
See your Team Dodge dealer and get the advantage. Advantage Dodge. No, don't adjust your set. Tomorrow morning, we'll be closed while our staff prepares for an incredible 7-hour carpet sale. But the doors reopen at 2 o'clock for 7 hours of price reductions up to 70% off our entire stock of better quality carpet, including DuPont Certified Stainmaster. 7 hours of no additional charge for installation. 7 hours of 0% financing for 12 months. 7 hours of the most incredible carpet values you'll ever see. 2 till 9 tomorrow only at Max Pies.
Think about some of your toughest stains, your most difficult, your most painful. For these, you might think of trying a pre-treater. Think again of Era Plus, detergent with stain removers built in. Because if you compare Era Plus and this best-selling pre-treater head-to-head, you're in for a powerful revelation. So when you think of stains, think of this. It's Era Plus or else.
Sam Dell Dodge North, your Northern Volume dealer, has something for everyone. Imagine the sleek Dodge Spirit, the most room and the best value in its class. Or the Dodge Dakota, offering 4 packages to tailor your pickup to your specific needs. Or maybe a Dodge Caravan with uncompromising safety and a higher resale value than any other. Ask Sam Dell Dodge North about Gold Key Plus. Introduce yourself to a new standard of driving. Sam Dell North has something for everyone. Route 11 Cicero, just north of Pencan Mall. Your Northern Volume dealer.
The season is changing from the warmth of summer to the chill of winter, and in between is autumn, of course, a season of transition.
Regional reporter Dave Bullard and photojournalist Joe Picciotto take us to the Montezuma National Wildlife Refuge to paint a picture of this time of change taking place every day at sunrise.
The sun explodes into view. It bathes the resting place in a warm, comforting glow. And it urges blackbirds to swarm in dark clouds, looking for farmers' fields to ravage. Geese and ducks rest in Montezuma's ponds at sunrise, resting from a night of flying south. A few scour the water for breakfast. Everyone's hungry, including this great blue heron, hunting still as a statue. Nearby, a raccoon swims, and deer forage. The deer, raccoon, and heron are used to having this land to themselves. They live here year-round. They must work harder for food when the migrating snowbirds arrive. But soon even the sleepy geese stir, and soon the skies fill with the precise patterns of geese on their instinctive flight to the sun. The geese go, and winter comes.
It's so exciting to hear them go overhead, isn't it?
Beautiful bucolic scene.
The word of our day. Where do they go? Do you know? Have you ever tracked them, Ron?
I
how
really
far
have.
south they
Although
go?
there are 85 million bird watchers in the country. Liz Ayers told me that.
Well, maybe she's watching them. Maybe they go to New Jersey. I don't know.
We'll check with
Maybe
her.
not too far. That's our report. We're glad you could join us.
CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you again tomorrow. For all of us at News Center 5, I'm Ron Curtis. Have a good evening.
Langdon, Kansas residents Ron and Nancy Yank on the new Saturn SL2.